Yesterday, CarMax, the largest used car retailer, had their quarterly earnings call, and things really don't look good. Well, actually, for us, the consumer, things are looking pretty damn good. But for used car retailers, dealerships, and vehicle manufacturers, things are beginning to look increasingly more and more bleak. In yesterday's earnings call, there was a lot that was discussed, from financial projections and financial misses to what CarMax is doing to weather the storm that is expected to come in 2023, as well as what is being dubbed as a used car recession. You heard that right, a used car market recession, which is a phrase that the CarMax CEO used directly. And good news is I listened to this entire earnings call so that you don't have to. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what we gleaned from this call, what it means for you, the consumer, and what we can expect to come in 2023. So let's get started. But before we dive into that, I do want to let you guys know that my course, the Car Sharing Masterclass, is currently on sale. And if you use the code Christmas200, you can get 40% off the entire purchase price of the course between now and December 31st. In the Car Sharing Masterclass, we go over everything that you need to know about starting and scaling a car sharing fleet with the exact same business model that I've used to grow my own fleet. And we teach you everything from how to buy cars, how to handle communications with your guests, how to automate your systems and processes, how to handle damage claims, and everything in between. And with your Car Sharing Masterclass purchase, you get access to the entire course, our private Discord, and in 2023, we're going to begin doing monthly Zoom calls, which you'll have access to as well. We're also going to be introducing a second iteration of the course, and all current and future Car Sharing Masterclass students will have access to this new and improved iteration. So if you're interested in checking it out, there will be a link down in the description below, and use the code Christmas200 to get your discounted price. Now back to the video. Now let's first break down the financial data that CarMax revealed during this earnings call. Now, this earnings call comes at a time where for a year and a half, used car dealerships and car manufacturers as a whole saw record-breaking profit, revenue, and extremely high profit margin. And it does seem as though this all has abruptly come to a halt. And if I was a used car dealership or vehicle manufacturer, well, I'd be sweating a bit. CarMax has reported that used vehicle sales have fallen 21% in Q3 of 2022 compared to the same quarter in 2021. And while sales fell 21%, net income fell a whopping 86%. And what this is telling us is that not only has revenue and profit fallen for CarMax, but the amount of money that CarMax is making off of each individual vehicle sold has also sharply fallen as well. So sales are falling, the number of cars are falling, as well as the profit margin for their vehicles are falling as well. CarMax's net revenue came in at $6.5 billion, while their net income came in at $37.6 million. And over the course of this quarter, CarMax sold 180,050 used vehicles compared to the same time last year, where they sold 227,424 vehicles. Now, keep in mind that whenever it comes to this decline in revenue, profit, and margin that we're seeing with brands like CarMax, this is not exclusive to CarMax. We are seeing this across the board in the automotive industry as a whole, from used car retailers to manufacturers to franchise dealerships. All of these different facets of the automotive industry are seeing these declines. And CarMax selling less cars this quarter compared to previous quarters is a telltale sign that demand is falling. Consumers simply are not buying used cars at the same rate in which they once did, and this can in large part be blamed on things like consumer confidence, the recession, as well as rising interest rates. But not only are people buying less cars, but cars are declining in value as well, which is a source of huge losses for automotive retailers. Cars are depreciating, and they're depreciating fast. That is why whenever we look at revenue versus profit for a retailer like CarMax, the numbers are vastly different because retailers are getting hit with cars that are depreciating faster and faster. And these same cars that retailers bought earlier this quarter are simply not worth the same amount. And not only that, but whenever we look at the value of vehicles this year compared to last year, the difference is night and day. Dealerships and retailers were able to sell used cars for a massive profit last year, throughout most of 2021 and the end of 2020. And that just simply is no longer the case, and vehicles are depreciating at a rapid pace, and this is really hurting dealerships' bottom line. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I did listen to this earnings call, and here are some of the key takeaways that I took from this call. CarMax executives did state that they are strategically changing around the cars that they're selling, and as a result, they are moving older cars from wholesale to retail, and this is in order to accommodate to customers that are looking for cheaper vehicles to buy. It was also stated that retail profit margin was fairly flat year over year, but wholesale profit margin was down quite a bit. And this actually makes a lot of sense because if you look at used car prices, used cars at the retail level, so at dealerships, are not seeing the changes that we're seeing at wholesale. Wholesale vehicle prices are down over 14% year to date, but that same change is not reflected at the retail level. Throughout this earnings call, there was a large emphasis put on the idea of flexibility and being able to be extremely lean in order to weather any storm. And the way that they're going to accomplish this is by trimming back on investments into the company in order to keep operations lean. Share buybacks have been paused for the time being. They're decreasing spend on things like marketing and staffing. And vehicles purchased throughout this quarter were down, which CarMax blamed on more strategic buying, mainly due to depreciation. CarMax did really stress their investments into technology, which to me stressed the fact that they seem to be trying to take some of the business that Carvana is losing as Carvana is falling. Throughout the call, CarMax talked about new technology that would allow for customers to buy cars online or buy them in person, depending on personal preference. And there's even going to be an option moving forward that's sort of a hybrid model of both. And to be honest, I think that this is extremely smart because the reality is people want an online option for buying cars, but there's also a huge portion of the population that don't. And the data suggests that catering to a 100% online car buying experience can be a mistake because people do want to view cars in person, test drive them, kick the tires, but alternatively, not adhering at all to an online car buying experience can also be a mistake. People want the option to be able to choose whatever buying experience they prefer, so offering a hybrid model, which is what CarMax is proposing, is very smart. The biggest takeaway I gleaned from this earnings call is that CarMax underperformed this quarter, but their biggest concern and their biggest focus moving forward is on depreciation. The fact of the matter is, cars that dealerships and retailers like CarMax, the cars that they're purchasing today are losing value quickly. And if they continue losing value at a rapid rate, which is expected to be the case, this can be a huge loss center moving forward. In fact, it was stated by CarMax themselves that retail values of used cars will decline sharply over the next quarter, much more significantly than what we've seen over the last few months, which is great news for the average consumer, but that's pretty bad news for the average retailer, and it's a huge point of concern. More than vehicle unit sales volume, depreciation is absolutely the biggest concern for automotive retailers moving into 2023. But I think overall, this is excellent news for us, the consumers, because it does seem as though the overall sentiment is that the car market is falling, it is expected to continue to fall, and the pace at which it's falling is going to accelerate, which is amazing. But like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Happy holidays. I hope that everybody has a safe and wonderful holiday weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one.